This is the most practical, quick, and delicious pasta I've ever made. You've got to try it. We're going to start by adding 200 grams of pasta in some boiling water. Stir that with a fork, and we're going to leave this to cook. This is going to take a few minutes. Now, in another pan with some oil, let's turn on the heat. Add in 1 chopped onion, 2 garlic cloves, 3 tablespoons of tomato sauce, and saute these ingredients. We want to cook that with the onion and the garlic. The taste of these noodles are so delicious. I always love making this pasta at home. If you're on the lookout for an easy recipe, this is the perfect one. You've got to try it. The taste of these noodles will probably surprise you. We're now going to add in 1 tablespoon of salt for seasoning, some oregano, red pepper flakes, as well as 1 tablespoon of sugar. Give everything a good mix. Now you can add any other spices if you prefer. Make this sauce to your preference, however you like it. After we've sauteed this for a bit, let's add 50 mils of water. We're also going to need 100 mils of milk, 200 grams of cream. The flavor of this sauce is so perfect. We're also going to need 150 grams of cheese, along with 1 tablespoon of butter. Butter is our special ingredient. Stir and let the sauce cook. You'll be surprised by the taste of this sauce. It's easy, it's quick, and the taste is divine. Now let's leave that sauce to cook for a few minutes. And once our pasta is nice and cooked, take it out of the water and we're just going to put it straight into that cheese sauce. Now, when you're removing the pasta, be very careful. It's super hot. You don't want to burn yourself. Add it right into that sauce. And just like that, our recipe is ready. Let's give that one good stir. And all we have to do is turn off the heat and serve it on a plate. Call your family over to experience the taste of this recipe because it is that good. And I can tell you, my house smells incredible right now. I love making this recipe. Let's garnish with a little bit of parsley for some color. You can add coriander or spring onions too. Enjoy!
Make eggs in a different way. We're going to start by cooking 5 eggs for, I'd say, 12 minutes. Now, after this time, you want to remove the water, and then you're going to cut the eggs in half. And now just repeat the process with all of them. And make sure to not leave the eggs in the water for too long. To see that the eggs haven't darkened. That's the perfect tip. You don't want them to turn dark at all. Keep them light in color. Then put them in a bowl and set aside. Now for the next step, in a buttered pan, we're going to place the eggs with the cut side facing the bottom of the pan. And just pour until your pan is full. The result is so incredible and will definitely surprise you. And this is a very different kind of egg recipe, but the result is so beautiful and so tasty. So just place the last piece in the middle, like so, and then next we are going to season the eggs with some salt. I should say seasoning is optional, but I highly recommend. Then add some paprika. And make sure to spread your eggs out really well. Then add some black pepper. And add a little saffron. and just spread with your hands to make it a little bit easier. Then finish with some oregano. And I should have mentioned, I haven't even turned my heat on yet. So you want to just make sure to finish this process first and then turn on the heat. You don't want it to be burning while you're doing this process. So start this without heat, then turn the heat on. Now we're going to add some cheese on top. I prefer to use grated cheese, but totally up to you or what you have on hand. The result is going to be so amazing. So then we're just going to put the lid on and let the cheese melt. I'd say turn the heat to a low temperature so it doesn't burn. And just wait a few minutes for it to cook. So after we've waited those few minutes, our eggs are now ready. They should look like this. The result is so sensational. Now finish with a little bit of parsley. I'm getting so hungry. The flavor, the smell, so amazing. So just serve on a plate for all of your family. Wow, it smells so, so good. And as you can see, the cheese melts really well. Yum. Please enjoy.
Put egg and tuna and you'll always want this recipe for dinner. In a bowl, I'll add 1 egg and 170 grams of tuna. Do you already know how today's recipe will turn out? You'll be surprised. Then I'll add 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of fried garlic, 1 teaspoon of chili flakes, and another egg. To start mixing all the ingredients very well. After that, I'll set the mixture aside for later. Meanwhile, I'll need a red onion. I'll slice it into very thin strips. And before I forget, let me know what city you're watching us from so I can send you a special hug. Today's hug goes to Emily Davis from Bozeman. I'm so glad you're enjoying our recipes. Now I'll add olive oil to a pan and use a brush to spread it evenly across the surface. Next, I'll add the sliced red onion. I'll sauté it very well in the pan. I love making this recipe on weekday nights. It always saves me time and money, and it's very quick to prepare. Then I'll add the prepared mixture on top of the onions. I'll spread it out evenly in the pan. This recipe is so simple that anyone can make it without any problems. Next, I'll cover the pan and let it cook for 10 minutes. After this time, I'll place a plate on top of the pan to flip the recipe. After that, I'll add mozzarella to taste on top of the recipe. Try this recipe at home and let me know how it turned out. I'd love to hear that you made it and that it was delicious. I'll also add oregano to taste on top. I'll cover the pan again and let it cook for another 5 minutes. After this time, I'll place today's recipe on a plate. Then I'll cut a piece of it. This recipe has already become a routine at my house, and I'm sure that once you try it, it'll become a routine at yours too. I love this recipe, and I'm sure you and your whole family will enjoy it as well. I make it every weekend, and there's never any leftovers. My family loves it and always asks me to make it again. With just a few everyday ingredients, we can create a recipe that's much tastier than those sold in conventional restaurants.
No time? This air fryer recipe will save your day. Quick, easy, and delicious. I'll start by adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil to this bowl, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of oregano, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of cumin, and half a teaspoon of chili flakes. Then mix everything very well. I'm sure that once you try making chicken this way, you won't want to do it any other way. It's easy, practical, and incredibly delicious. We will need 3 chicken breasts, and I will make shallow cuts like this. And before I forget, tell me where you're watching from, so I can send you a special greeting. Today's greeting goes to Emma Johnson from California, USA. I'm so happy you're enjoying our recipes. Now, we'll coat them well with the seasoning mixture. We'll do the same process with all of them. It's a healthier way to prepare your chicken, free of oil and fat, and it turns out super crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside. Don't miss the chance to try this recipe, you won't regret it. Now let's place the chicken inside the air fryer, which is already preheated. We'll fry it at 360 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. After this time, we'll open the air fryer, flip the chicken breasts, and let them cook for another 10 minutes. Tell me, what's your favorite chicken recipe to make? I'd love to know. Now, I've plated them. When serving, I'll sprinkle grated Parmesan on top. It will add that special touch to our recipe. Try this at home. You'll love the result. You've been cooking chicken breast wrong your whole life. I'll start our recipe by grating 300 grams of frozen chicken breast. Once that's done, I'll transfer it to this bowl. Now, I'll grate 60 grams of white cheese over the grater and then roll it this way. I'll transfer our cheese to the bowl. Now, let's grate 150 grams of mozzarella cheese. Let's transfer the mozzarella to the bowl. Here we have an onion. I'll cut it in half and then into cubes. Let's put everything in the same bowl. We'll need 200 grams of potato. I'll peel them all. Now I'll grate the potatoes. Once that's done, we'll squeeze them to remove the excess liquid. This recipe turns out incredibly delicious. Try it at home and then let me know what you think. I'm sure you'll love it. And we'll place them here. I'll add 1 egg, season with a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and mix everything very well. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special greeting. Today's greeting goes to Emily Johnson from New York. I'm happy you're enjoying our recipes. Finally, I'll place it in the pan, which already has a little oil, and arrange it so it's even. I'll cover it and let it cook for 15 minutes. After the time is up, I'll flip our dish using a plate. Tell me how you cook chicken breast at home. I'd love to know your recipe. I'll cover it and let it cook for another 15 minutes. Now, in this bowl, I'll add 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of mustard, 1 tablespoon of honey, the juice of 1 lime, one teaspoon of paprika, and mix everything well. You can serve it with the sauce we prepared. It's irresistible.
I don't know how I didn't discover this fried egg recipe sooner. To start, I'll place 7 beaten eggs in a pan with plenty of hot oil. I'm sure you've never tasted a dish as delicious as this one before. It's practical, easy to make, and most importantly, incredibly flavorful. You simply can't resist this delight I'm making. Once one side is fried, I'll flip it so both sides cook evenly. This way, our recipe turns out fantastic. When both sides are fried, I'll remove them from the oil and place them on a plate lined with paper towels to absorb any excess oil from our ingredient. Next, I'll transfer everything to a large bowl. Then, I'll add 1 cup of breadcrumbs. While mixing with our breadcrumbs, I'll cut the eggs into pieces to make sure everything blends well. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching from so I can send you a special shout-out. Today's shout-out goes to Bruno Mendez from Texas. I'm so glad you're enjoying our recipes. I've never used breadcrumbs the same way again after learning this dish. Now I'll add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 diced onion, 100 grams of fried bacon, and finally, parsley to taste. I'll mix all our ingredients until they're completely combined. These tips are exclusive. Keep following me and you'll never struggle with dinner ideas again. I'm here to help you with the best preparation methods to impress your loved ones with a delicious meal. If you like this preparation, you'll love my next tips. I still have many more special recipe secrets to share with you gradually. Stay tuned so you don't miss anything. These fried eggs are the perfect example of how simple can also be sophisticated. A dish that pleases both in taste and presentation. It's bound to become a staple in your home. Then I'll place some of our mixture on a plate. With every bite, you'll taste the perfect balance between the crunch of the breadcrumbs and the lightness of the egg. It's a combination that works for any occasion. If you've never tried fried eggs with breadcrumbs, you're missing out. It's a simple but incredibly tasty recipe, making it the perfect side dish for your meals. A great option is adding some grated mozzarella cheese when mixing. It's optional, but elevates the dish into something extraordinary. I absolutely love this recipe, and I'm sure you and your whole family will too. I make it every weekend, and whenever I do, nothing's left over because the result is so amazing. The aroma of this meal is so irresistible that it makes everyone's mouth water before it's even ready. I never ate popcorn another way again. The secret to making the best popcorn recipe. For today's recipe, I'll put 1 tablespoon of butter in a pan. I'll spread it well to melt all over the pan. This recipe is very quick and easy to make. You'll see that we usually already have all the necessary ingredients at home, without needing to buy anything extra. After this, I'll add 2 tablespoons of oil as well. Continuing to mix the ingredients very well. I love preparing this recipe to eat on weekend afternoons. It adds so much to the hours I'll be watching a movie at home. It's so good to eat that it's gone much faster than I wanted. Now I'll add 300 grams of sliced hot dogs into several small pieces. And I'll stir it very well to fry them evenly on all sides. And before I forget, tell me which city you're watching us from so I can send you a special hug. Today's hug goes to Wyatt Coleman from Kansas. I'm happy you're enjoying our recipes. Do you already know how today's recipe will turn out? You'll be surprised by the result. Next, I'll add 1 cup of popcorn to the recipe. Always mixing very well so the butter and oil cover all the other ingredients. Send this recipe to your friend who loves hot dog. I'm sure they'll love receiving this recipe from you today. My family loves it so much when I make this recipe that they always ask me to make more because it disappears so fast. Now I'll cover the pan to let the ingredients fry until all the popcorn pops. After this time, I'll remove the lid and shake the recipe well. With this part of the recipe ready, I'll transfer the ingredients to a glass dish. Have you seen a recipe like this before? I'm sure this mix of ingredients surprised you. It's so delicious. I'll spread the ingredients evenly in the glass dish. Using a few ingredients we already have at home, it's possible to make this recipe that's so much better than any other recipe from shopping mall cinemas. Plus, it's much more economical and healthier. I can't wait to try how today's recipe turned out when it's ready to eat. After this, I'll grab the containers I'll store the recipe in to place it in them. Look how beautiful today's recipe is turning out. I'm sure you're already drooling just by seeing how it's turning out. Make this recipe at home today and tell me how it turned out. I'd love to know that you made it and loved the result. You can complement this recipe with a little bit of salt or black pepper, but I recommend being careful with the salt since there's already some in the butter and hot dog.